Acting Captain's Log, Stardate 2258.42.
What's up, you fucking nerds? So, we are going to look at today a Star Trek Hiya Toys 1/18 scale Mr. Spock action figure. Exquisite mini. So, I actually have already picked up all of Wave 1 from LT Cave out of China. The card is so fucking awesome. Like, this card is like, this packaging is great. The cards look so beautiful that I couldn't bring myself to open mine. So Gerald Hogan at Trilogy Comics, he was nice enough to hold me a Mr. Spock. And when I got up there, he took care of me. Like I said, you know, for a 1/18 scale action figure, it's a little pricey, but compared to Hasbro, you know, with the vintage collection, I mean, I was at Walmart the other day, and the vintage collection is now $19. $18.99 for a vintage collection action figure, sometimes with only one gun. This Spock figure comes with 2 extra hands, a phaser, a communicator, a removable belt, and a figure stand. I mean, I'm willing to pay a little extra for that. Plus, the sculpt on this is beautiful. Oh my god. Like, I'll give you more of a close-up. You really can't tell in the package. But Zachary Quinto's, they got his likeness dead on. But, yeah. Like I said, I couldn't bring myself to open the set that I bought. And Gerald was nice enough to take care of me on this. Again, he took care of me. I did not get this for free. But he did take care of me on, you know, price. And, you know, and I like to give him acknowledgement for that because, you know, even though I refuse to take handouts on this channel because I don't want to be under anybody's thumb, especially the manufacturer, when a retailer like Trilogy Comics is cool enough to, you know, take care of me on price, I definitely don't mind giving them the acknowledgement they deserve. But as you can see, he is like I said, 1/18 scale figure. It's a Hiya Toys, so the articulation is going to be there. I already have some Hiya Toys, Judge Dredd figures, and some Predator figures, and some Aliens figures. Both Aliens and Colonial Marines. I have the Hiya Toys, Aliens APC. Hiya Toys makes some good stuff. Their early stuff was a little questionable, but I'm not gonna lie, they've gotten a lot better. For his birthday, I got the Imperial Grunt, a Hiya Toys 1/12 scale Judge Dredd figure that he did some pictures of recently. Go check him out on Instagram. But that figure is off the fucking charts, guys. Oh my god. Hiya Toys knocked it out of the park with their 1/12 stuff, and they're just starting to explore 1/12. The Grunt earlier this year got himself a Hiya Toys Rambo figure that he did some amazing photos with. Sorry, having a little trouble getting those pieces out of there. But yeah, he did some Rambo photos that were just downright amazing. He got that figure from a local comic dealer here in town, the Dragon's Lair. Shout out to Bernie, who owns the Dragon's Lair. But yeah, Hiya Toys, you know, like I said, the early stuff was okay at best, but they've slowly been kicking up the quality. And the thing is, they're getting better on quality, but they're not really raising the price. In fact, in some instances, the price is going down. Like their Aliens line. I remember paying $35 for their shitty Colonial Marines years ago. I remember paying $30 for an Alien last year or the year before. And now they've got the Star Trek figures out at $25. So you don't find too many toy manufacturers who are doing that. Like, you know, rather than, making the quality better and raising the price, they're making the quality better and the price is going down. I assume it's because they're producing more and they're getting more customers. They're no longer a niche toy company or a boutique company. They are, becoming more mainstream, especially since they've gotten licenses for things like Star Trek or Judge Dredd. I mean, Aliens is a pretty big license. Pardon me. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people would argue that Aliens is just as big of a license as Star Trek. And in some respects, they would probably be true. But I think them getting a Star Trek license is, and making better figures is really nice. So let's look at Mr. Quinto, a.k.a. Spock from Star Trek, the Kelvin universe. So, naturally, he's, turn left, right. The head looks to be on a, not a dumbbell joint. The neck itself is actually on a ball joint. So, he doesn't have really much range to look up and down. The arms go up. His shirt overlay is rubbery. There's a body under there. I can definitely feel a body under there. And I'm not going to, I don't know. Can't really see anything. But it doesn't limit the arms too much. Like I said, he gets pretty good range up. He gets pretty good range. He can do a 90. I would enjoy if, there was more range on the, arm other than 90, but it is what it is. Feels, I can't really tell. No, there's not a butterfly in there, but the arm is definitely on a joint that goes up or down, which allows for a slightly more range of motion. Again, left arm, right arm. He comes with his traditional, the Spock, live long and prosper. Let's get close up at that face. Like I said, oh man, I'm trying to get in a good light. So because that wasn't some good light. Like I said, it's a well sculpted face for 1/18 scale. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's only so much you can do with 1/18 scale, and and Spock is supposed to have kind of a a motionless face. Looks really good though. I really do dig this figure. And then of course he comes with 2 extra hands. Comes with a fist. Comes with another trigger hand. Or gun with trigger hand. Yeah, this one looks like a trigger hand. This one, not so much. So yeah, that phaser definitely is designed to go in his right hand. Hopefully this doesn't give me too much trouble with my hands, my fingers. Yeah, back to those medical issues, like my hands don't work great, and getting this hand on that ball is a pain in the ass. I don't want to break that ball. Yeah, it's fucking. I might have to do what I did last time and take a break and put my gloves on. Or maybe not. Alright, that actually went on. It has a super tiny ball joint. Like, not gonna lie, there was a bit of nervousness there about putting that on. I was really scared I might snap that damn ball. But, apparently, the plastic that they are using is very sturdy, so I didn't have to worry about that. Like I said, he definitely has a good look to him. He can almost kick his own ass. So he's got good knee joints. There's no thigh swivel, but the boots do swivel at the ankle, and he does have rockers on his feet. He's comparable articulation-wise to a lot of the current vintage collection. Some of the older vintage collection, maybe not so, that use that weird arm cut thing. But to the newer vintage collection, yeah, he's comparable. Okay. So I don't think that opens up, which I'm okay with, because like I said, that would be something that would be an easily breaking item if it did open up. But that can... Ooh, God. Being diabetic, man, makes the fingers hard to deal with. So, yeah, like I said, him holding that communicator, he's a good-looking figure, man. I actually can't wait to do some photos with him. I'm really digging this display stand. Notice on the back it's got the little Star Trek logo and stuff, but I love how it's clear plastic with the Star Trek logo, and it's got some the inside the logo looks like clouds or space or nebula or something. But I will most definitely probably use one of the small figure stands I have for toy photos, because I would feel bad about burying this in the dirt. That's right. So sometimes when I'm doing toy photos and I do running poses like this, rather than try to hide the stand, in the photo, I will just bury the stand and it will look like he's running. I'm not gonna lie, his foot does not fit well in that display stand. At least his other foot didn't. Like I said, let's get that in there. Oh, there we go. Now that foot fits better. Yeah, he's got a good, like I said, look at that running pose. Yeah, let's zoom in on him. Oh yeah, look at that running pose. That's a nice running pose. He is definitely going to do some amazing toy photography. Especially when I get a Kirk I can open and a Bones, and then later in 2025 the Scotty's supposed to be out, and of course he comes with this belt right here. This belt is okay, I see how it goes on. Oh man, I'm scared I don't want to break it, and it's like I'm wiggle, 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 wiggle. Whew, that was, again, like I said, they've gotten a lot better on their QC. I don't know why I'm scared. I haven't had any problems with my Judge Dredd figures. I've had issues in the past with my Aliens figures, primarily my Aliens Colonial Marines. I I've broken legs, all kinds of stuff, because of brittle plastic or bad joints. But I can't say that I've had any issues recently in the last year or two with any of my xenomorphs or my Predators or my Judge Dredd figures. So, okay. Oh, man. Yeah, that is a pain in the ass to get in there. Yeah, I am probably going to need a pair of tweezers to get that in. I'm not even going to futz with it right now. We know that the holster exists, and we will deal with that on a personal level when I get ready to do toy photography. Let's go ahead and just pose him standing here for our final little shot and our thoughts. Kind of wish his arms would go down a little bit more. That's a little disappointing that, his arm doesn't rest on his side better. Is that it? Ooh! Did I break it? I don't think so. That ball seems to just go back up in there. Oh, whew! That was close. I thought I broke it on camera. So that is something I'm going to say is a major upgrade with Hiya Toys. Their old toys did not have ball joints like this. And when you broke one, it broke. So this, popping out rather than breaking is actually, I'm not going to lie, that doesn't want to go back in there. Not easily, at least. I'm trying not to, I don't want to break it, so I'm trying not to shove it too. Oh, there we go. I heard it snap. Okay, there we go. Now it's in. So, yeah, but compared to old Hiya Toys, yeah, if this was an older Hiya Toys figure, one of their Aliens figures, specifically the Colonial Marines or the early release Aliens, not the newer ones, that would have been broken, and that would have been the end of that figure. He would have been custom fodder. And so I'm actually quite happy with that they decided to do ball joints at the elbow rather than, pin joints, because the pin joints, when they broke, like I said, it was game over. Pardon, and I know that's with Aliens figures that those were that I'm talking about, that those problems were with. So he's saying game over is game over, man, game over. So but so yeah, naturally, Hiya Toys has already started soliciting a 1/12 Star Trek figure. Naturally, a 1/12 scale is going to have much more potential for articulation, things like that. But this is actually quite impressive for a 1/18 scale. Definitely far superior in sculpt than what Hasbro's given us with the vintage collection for only about $5 or $6 more. Articulation wise, it's comparable to a vintage collection, but yeah, plus with 1/18 scale, there's a lot of available things right now. Like, there's 2 or 3 sellers on eBay that I have saved that have 3D printed Star Trek bridges. They aren't Kelvin Universe bridges, but nonetheless, they're bridges. Being 1/18 scale, he might be able to work into the Kelvin Universe Playmates bridge, maybe. But there's a lot of vehicle potential. Like, if I wanted to make a Kelvin Universe-esque, something like the Argo that was on the Star Trek, what was it, Generations movie? The Argo, the four-wheel drive dune buggy thing. He has potential to do that. Like, I can, modify a 1/18th vehicle for some fun. Or even the motorcycle, like in Star Trek Beyond. Like, getting a 1/18th dirt bike, super easy. So yeah, this is a really great little figure. Highly impressed with it. And really do look forward to getting more in this line. Like I said, they are available through LT Cave. I believe that Big Bad Toy Store has gotten them in stock. And I know that Trilogy Comics, which he uses Diamond as a distributor, Trilogy has gotten them in stock too. Sadly, by the time I messaged Gerald, Spock was the only one I think he had left. But he will be getting more in. I know that currently the only 3 that are available out are Kirk, Bones, and Spock. Chris Pine, Carl Urban, and Zachary Quinto. I'm really looking forward to the Simon Pegg. They've also, Hiya Toys has started soliciting for Strange New Worlds. I'm really hoping that they do a TOS line too. That'd be great. I've heard rumors that Nacelle, the company that's putting out Sectars and the robots and Biker Mice from Mars, I've heard rumors that they have the license for Star Trek TOS and Next Generation, but I don't know how true that is. Those are only rumors flying around that I've heard on toy groups. I haven't seen any official news on it. And honestly, Nacelle isn't doing great right now. They're kind of circling the drain. I assume they're a newer company. I don't really recall anything from Nacelle coming out, in past that I know what it is. But if they're an older company, somebody let me know in the comments. But Nacelle, I know that Biker Mice from Mars, and I know that Sectars, and then the robot action figures that they've got that are in the electronics departments at Walmart. They've only been out for a few months. I mean, we're talking not even 6 months, and they're already on clearance at 50% or more, at least in my area. So, yeah. Anyways, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If anybody has any comments they'd like to make about this figure, questions, please leave them in the comments section. I'll try to answer them. As for subscribing, liking, sharing, I don't give 2 fucks about that kind of stuff. My channel is more for supporting the Fayetteville nerd scene and supporting retailers that I support, like Trilogy Comics or the Dragon's Lair here in Fayetteville or Big Bad Toy Store. Remember, guys, if at all, try to help out a local business in your area, a comic dealer, a toy store. I know Big Bad Toy Store is borderline big box because they're, a huge corporation compared to what they were 20 years ago. But Big Bad Toy Store in comparison to, say, Amazon or Walmart or Target, they are still one of the little guys. So yeah, I guess you'd say they were kind of the medium guys now. But yeah, try to support your local businesses. Try to support local businesses, restaurants, stuff like that. If you can eat at a local business, eat at a local restaurant rather than eat at a fast food chain or a chain restaurant, do that. Like, a lot of times, especially if it's a local business that's been around 20, 30, 40 years, like, the food's going to be better anyways, and probably cheaper. And if they've been around 40 or 50 years, chances are they probably take care of their employees too, because they probably have long-term employees that have been there 10 plus years. Anyways, I'm going to quit ranting. Everybody enjoy your evening. And I'll talk to you guys later.
You understand what the Federation is, don't you? It's important.